Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Ed, the architect, and I'm going to give you 10 tips to help you decorate your kitchen and make it modern, beautiful, and functional. And you'll only be paying what's fair, spending just what's necessary to decorate your kitchen. And some of these items are even inexpensive, so you can add them to your kitchen, okay? It really comes down to personal taste. Well, this is a project we're delivering to our client. We're in the final stage. I'm recording the last videos here to hand over this project to my client. And now we've reached the kitchen phase that I want to talk to you about. First, I want to start with the countertop. I always like to use light-colored countertops in my projects, okay? Whether it's here on the kitchen countertop or on this counter that separates the kitchen from the living room, which in this project we used to house the microwave and also add some drawers, okay? And it automatically serves as a breakfast bar where those two chairs are. And also in the laundry area, because I like to use the same countertop in all three places here. That's my first tip for you. Second tip, induction cooktop. I like to use induction cooktops in my projects. Never use an electric cooktop, okay? I will never recommend you to put an electric cooktop in your project. Always go for induction. And I've already told you several times here on the channel why I use induction cooktops and not electric ones. If it were gas, that's fine, but I prefer the induction one. And it's the same thing with the oven. If you don't have much space in your kitchen and can't build that appliance tower, go for an under-counter oven and a cooktop here, and you'll have a good kitchen design, okay? Now look how interesting this is. I have here, and I've told you this several times here on the channel, the lighting. Giving that wash of light over my countertop. If I turned off, look, the task light here, my main kitchen light, even so my kitchen would still be very bright because of these two LEDs that we installed here in this project. Here's another tip I have for you. Use this lighting here under your upper cabinets in the kitchen. This will benefit you a lot in your daily life, in the use of your kitchen. As you're doing things, preparing food and so on, this is really cool. I really like it a lot. Faucets. Keep writing down the tips I'm giving you, okay? Faucets. You'll always hear me say in my videos that faucets need to be as sleek and minimal as possible. Skip those oversized commercial style faucets with all the coils and arches. This one here is a functional faucet, okay? Mate black, matching everything we have here in our project. And it's excellent from a really great brand. I'm not going to mention brands here, okay? I might comment on it later. For example, cooktop oven Electrolux, water purifier Electrolux, look, dishwasher Electrolux, refrigerator Electrolux, microwave here, look, Brastemp. Okay, I can mention brands to you, but they're good brands that you know in your daily life. By the way, down here in the description of this video, down here in the description below, there's a link to all these pieces of equipment here that I used in this project and recommend to you. If you want to buy equipment, say a good induction cooktop, it'll be down there in the description of this video for you. The oven, the faucet. Do you know how much a faucet like this costs? You must be thinking, wow, because of the design, because of the style. A single lever faucet, hot and cold water. You probably think it costs about 1,000 Rs. 350 Rs. I recommended this faucet model to the client. Okay, so you don't need to spend a lot to have a beautiful kitchen. All right, another important tip, sink. Always an undermount or flush mounted sink with the countertop. Here, look. Never use a drop-in sink. I will never recommend a drop-in sink for you in any project I design here. All right? And I'll explain why. In my opinion, a drop-in sink isn't ugly, it's functional, okay? The undermount sink, which is this model here, or that sink that's flush with the countertop, is much more functional when it comes to cleaning in your daily routine, all right? So take this tip as well because it's very important. Let's discuss this wall covering. The client requested it because they liked it. You know I'm against having too much grout on the wall, especially here near the cooktop. I'm against too much grout. When you put those mosaic tiles on your countertop here in your kitchen, this one is at the limit. Let's put it this way, like you don't like it, right? But what about this one? This one is at the limit when it comes to the amount of grout. It's a 20 by 20 stone that he chose, and we put it here to match the niche that's in the living room. There's a niche there in the wine cellar that's the same model as that Verde Ubatuba over there. So that's why we put this type of stone in the project here. But I'll say it again to you. If you can use the same stone in your project and bring it up here, great, but obviously the cost will go up. Porcelain tiles are also really nice, but never put mosaic tiles in your kitchen here because they get really dirty and you get tired of them very quickly, okay? Shelf. I like this type of shelf here because it's functional. Instead of having everything smooth here, you know, between the countertop and the upper cabinet, a little shelf like this looks really nice and is very functional. So I really like to use it in my projects too. Even if it's thin, you can put spices or those everyday items you use. Anyway, this is really cool and very functional for you to use in your kitchen. Keep writing down these tips because this is a design tip from an architect who's showing you both the theory and the practice. This is a project I'm delivering to my client. Did you notice that I have lighting here and there's also lighting on the ceiling? And this lighting needs to be neutral white or cool white. I'm not a big fan of cool white, okay? But never use warm white in your kitchen. Pay attention because I'm going to tell you why you should never use warm white. Look, just look at the living room over there. Do you see that in the living room we have warm white, in that central light fixture, in the spotlights, and in that chandelier out on the balcony? And here we have neutral white. Kitchen and laundry room also have neutral white. These are spaces where you need to be fully attentive, well lit, right? That's why we have a lot of lighting here in this kitchen. So in my projects, it's always cool white. Cool white, whatever you want to call it, for your kitchen lighting, okay? Trust me, you won't regret it. Let's discuss the range hood, which is another interesting feature. You might be wondering, Ed, I see the cooktop, but where's the range hood? Show it down here. Show it down here, look. Look, the range hood is down here. Can you see it? We chose a slimmer model here, as we usually call it, thinner, but it's here, look. I'll turn it on, look. Listen to it. Did you notice? It's right here. Dudu is routing it through the cabinet and up. Okay, this is the slim model. But there are people who like to use that wall model, the one with glass like this. Here we use the slim model in the project. Why? Because I didn't want to lose the aesthetics of this overhead cabinet here all the way across. If we use that wall model, that glass model, you know, the one with the glass like this, we would lose a little bit of space up here on top of the cabinet. So here you see some really nice cabinetry, a great look without losing the function of the range hood for my client. Another tip for you. Another key tip, check the floor. Look at the flooring, come here. Kitchen flooring, guys, has to be right. It has to have a satin finish, okay? Kitchen flooring can't be polished, except in some very specific cases, but kitchen flooring has to have a satin finish. All right, why? It's a place where you're usually cleaning more often. It's a place where you need some grip to walk on that floor. Go with satin finish flooring. In this case, we use the same porcelain tile in the kitchen, laundry room, and the living room with the balcony. This porcelain tile is 1.20 by 1.20 with a satin finish. So it turned out really great. It looks really good. The client loved it. And it's the kind of flooring I also recommend for you. Since I'm already crouched down here, take a look down here. Toe kick, okay? The toe kick has to be made from the same stone as the floor. See this here? This is the baseboard. Down here is my toe kick. We made a masonry base. And I didn't put it. It's very common to see countertops made, this toe kick made from the same material as the countertop. Okay? For example, here it would be white. No! In my projects, it's the same porcelain tile, it's the same flooring that goes up on this toe kick down here. Alright? So put that in your project too. The toe kick in your kitchen has to be made of the same material as the floor to maintain the aesthetic continuity of your flooring. And since I'm talking about the toe kick, you notice there's a difference here, right? There's a depth here. Look, what's that for? This is really important for your daily life. For this right here, look. I'm here washing the dishes and automatically the tip of my foot goes past my body line, right? So if I have that over there, leveled, aligned with my cabinet, I'm going to keep hitting the tip of my shoe there. So look, this distance is for this right here. Look, check it out. My leg is right up against it here. Sink, look, it's very common for us to rest our waist against the counter and have the tip of our shoe sticking out over there, see? So that's what it's for. It's to give you this comfort in your daily life. This is very important. It's even good for your health, okay? Don't get this part of the design wrong because it can cause serious back problems over time. Did you get all these tips? What did you think? What did you think about this kitchen? Of this project that we're delivering here? It's really beautiful, right? We designed it and we carried it out. Everything you're seeing here was our work, my design, and it was carried out by Arc 7 from the floor to the ceiling, all ours. The client hired us to do everything here, okay? I'll do the following. All this equipment that's here, like I told you, is listed below in the description of this video, where you can buy it. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like this video. Hit like, leave your comment if you have any questions about these tips I mentioned. In the kitchen, right? Share this video, send it to your friends, to your family. Look at this cool video, such great tips that Edipo Kleber is bringing to us directly from the construction site. Directly in the kitchen, in a project that he designed, that he carried out, that he's delivering to his client, and he's showing it to us here. And a heads up for you. Be careful. Be careful with internet architects, okay? People recently sent me messages and comments here like, but I saw another video like this, like that, him talking, her talking, and so on. Everyone has their own way of doing things. I talk about the theory and show it in practice, okay? What I design, I show it in action. So be careful with the online architect who sits there in his office thinking he's the best and giving you tips that will often lead you to make mistakes without you even realizing it, okay? If he shows what he designed in real life, just like I'm showing you here, great. That's cool, then I take my hat off to him. But if not, be careful, okay? Take care and see you in the next video.